welcome to this discussion. Today there's a lot of discussion about big data or master data and a company's data and their data plan, their data architecture. And so as part of that, as we start to drill down and look at business intelligence, for example, and its use of a data warehouse, a lot of times we'll start looking for patterns. And so this discussion focuses on data patterns. And so we know that, for example, something can create a line, and so we've got a linear data pattern. But we may also be able to learn a lot by having a scatter chart or some kind of radar chart. And so I want you to pick a different data pattern. And some of them you may not even have heard of before, and tell us how it works and some of its usefulness. And so once we know that these patterns exist, once we've seen them, once we kind of know what they're used for, then we can make a list. So in the future when we're saying, gosh, I've got all this data that I'm sitting on, how do I go about analyzing it? You fall back on your pattern list and say, gosh, maybe this is a good technique for a scatter chart. Or maybe this is going to produce linear data. Or maybe I need to do some kind of gap analysis. So what's the best chart for this? Trying to detect what kind of relationships exist in my data. And then I want you to talk about what are the big data patterns, or are there some? And so if we're going to do things like predictive analysis, how do we go about doing that when we've got big data, just more data than we've ever looked at before? And that's getting to be pretty common. So you might even fall back on what's going to be the role of metadata in helping us do data pattern analysis. You can bet, for example, that the NSA and others that look at metadata phone numbers are doing metadata predictivity and trying to do some pattern recognition with that kind of data. And that's at the metadata level. So I look forward to your thoughts, and I'll see you in the discussion.